Everyone in Lincoln High thought Emma Collins was quiet, harmless, and easy to push around, but the day a bully wrapped his hand around her throat in the hallway, he had no idea he was touching a secret Krav Maga black belt. A girl who'd spent years mastering how to end a fight in 3 seconds, and what happened next changed the entire school. Emma Collins walked the halls of Lincoln High with her books hugged close to her chest, usually keeping her head low. Not because she was shy, but because she had learned long ago that attention was a double-edged sword. Her mother used to say, "Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's quiet, watching, waiting." That was how Emma lived, but at school, no one knew the truth. To them, she was simply the soft-spoken junior who never fought back, never talked much, and never tried to stand out. Her jet brown hair was usually in a simple ponytail, her clothes plain, her voice calm. What no one knew was that every morning before school, Emma trained for 2 hours in her backyard, striking pads, practicing takedowns, and drilling techniques her father had taught her since she was 9. She wasn't just trained, she was dangerous in the most controlled, disciplined way, but trouble had a way of finding her, and trouble had a name. Derek Hunt. Derek was the kind of bully who didn't just push people around for attention, he enjoyed it. He liked the power. Standing 6 feet tall at only 17, he towered over most students. Teachers feared him. Students avoided him. He ruled the hallway with smirks and intimidation. Emma avoided him too, until the day avoiding him became impossible. The IT started after lunch. Emma was walking alone through the hallway, heading toward English class, when she accidentally brushed past Derek's shoulder. It was barely a touch, but he reacted like she had punched him. He turned, eyes narrowing. "Watch where you're going," he snapped. Emma froze. Sorry, but he wasn't done. Derek shoved her books out of her hands, scattering her papers across the polished hallway floor. A few students stopped to watch, but none dared to interfere. Emma instinctively crouched to gather her things, but Derek stepped on her papers, pinning them beneath his shoe. "I'm not done talking to you," he growled. She stood slowly, calm but alert. Her pulse steady. Her breathing smooth. "Please move," she said quietly. Her voice was gentle. Too gentle for Derek's ego. He grabbed the front of her shirt and yanked her closer. "You don't tell me what to do." Then, his hand shot to her throat. Right there, in the middle of the hallway, gasps echoed. Someone whispered, "Is he crazy?" Another student fumbled for their phone, recording. Derek squeezed. "Say sorry properly," he hissed. Emma didn't panic. She didn't flinch. Her eyes locked on his wrist, his stance, his balance, calculating. Inside her mind, decades of training clicked into place. Her father's voice echoed, "If someone grabs your throat, you end the fight fast." Still, she gave him one last chance. "Derek," she whispered calmly, "you need to let go, now." He laughed. "Or what? You gonna cry?" The hallway held its breath, and then, Emma moved. The moment Derek tightened his grip, Emma's training exploded into action. In a flash, she trapped his wrist with both hands, stepped to the side, twisted sharply, and drove her elbow into his forearm. The technique was clean, efficient, and brutal in its simplicity. Derek's hand snapped open from the pain, but Emma didn't stop before he could react. She stepped behind him, hooked his leg, and swept him clean off his feet. Derek crashed onto his back with a thud that echoed down the hall. The phone cameras caught everything. Gasps, shouts, silence, but Emma still wasn't done. She crouched beside him, her knee on his arm, not hurting him, just restraining him. Her voice remained calm, steady, almost emotionless. "You don't put your hands on anyone like that," she said. Ever. The bully who terrorized the school was pinned by the quiet girl everyone ignored. Derek tried to move, but Emma increased pressure, just enough to warn him. "I'm not gonna hurt you," she said softly. "But if you try to attack me again, I'll stop you again." For the first time in his life, Derek looked scared. Teachers ran over, shocked and confused. Students whispered the same sentence, "Emma Collins just destroyed Derek Hunt." The principal separated them, demanding explanations. Emma simply said, "He grabbed me. I defended myself." Her voice never trembled. Derek tried to deny everything, but the videos, the whole hallway saw, there was no escaping the truth. By the end of the day, Derek faced suspension, mandatory counseling, and a meeting with his furious parents. Emma became the talk of the entire school. Students approached her with newfound respect. Some thanked her. Some apologized for never standing up for her. Even teachers treated her differently, carefully. But Emma didn't seek fame or praise that night. She sat quietly in her backyard, practicing her strikes beneath the fading sunlight. Her father walked out beside her. "So," he said, "rough day?" Emma nodded. "I didn't want to hurt him," she said softly. "But I had to stop him." Her father smiled gently. "And you did. With control. With discipline. I'm proud of you." She exhaled deeply, tension finally releasing from her shoulders. For the first time in a long while, Emma felt seen, not as the quiet girl, not as the victim, but as someone powerful, someone who fought back when it mattered. And word spread, bullies avoided her, students respected her, and Emma Collins became a symbol of silent strength, proof that the quietest people often carry the loudest power. Her message was simple, yet unforgettable: you don't have to start a fight, but you must always know how to end one. And that's how a quiet, innocent girl changed the entire culture of Lincoln High with one moment of courage and years of hidden strength. If you enjoyed this powerful story, make sure to subscribe to SH Stories for more inspiring tales every day. What kind of story would you like next? Tell me in the comments.